Welcome back to Mysticspark. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an old subscriber, welcome back. My name is Frontier Myers, and welcome to Mysticspark. So today is our Wednesday weekly check-in, but today's going to be a little different. Of course, the timeline, which is never 12 minutes because I add the intro and the outro, and the video is already 12 minutes. So adding those two ends up being 14 minutes, or at least 15 minutes. But today's topic is going to be about the fear I have inside of me and how I've been hesitating to talk about this, but I am finally able to realize that if I don't speak up now, I won't ever speak up later. So, yeah, I want to just be honest with myself about so many things that are going on in this world currently and what I want to bring to the table. So, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. Today's topic is basically about what's been going on in the world and my knowledge and the light I can bring to this world. So, once again, I believe my calling is to be an evangelist, someone who spreads the word and travels. That's how I define it. But when it comes to being an evangelist, it also being a missionary and bringing justice and spreading truth. And my truth is, I'm not comfortable speaking up about what's been going on in this world. I have trouble sharing what's been going on. If you see my socials, you see that I do advocate what's been going on, but I haven't used my voice to speak up about what's been going on because I just don't feel educated enough to talk about what's been going on. I'm not knee deep into politicians, but I know a lot about, or not a lot about, but I know enough to know what I want to talk about. So I've registered to vote, and I will be voting February 10th, and I will be getting I believe my sample ballot. I think that's what it was. It could be something else. I know it was a ballot, but that is going to come to me, and I will be able to actually register for South Carolina to be able to vote. And that is my goal towards trying to spread awareness. For one, we need to vote for the right people. And once again, I don't know the candidates because I haven't registered to vote because I have to log into the page. And since I don't have that ballot just yet, I won't be able to register just yet. But that is my plan going on to the next month, is to vote. Another thing is to continue to spread awareness about what's been going on. And this is just more than TikTok being owned by Oracle. For me, I've deleted it a few days ago, and I re-downloaded it again yesterday to deactivate my account, my secondary account for Mysticspark, where I post little subclips of what's been going on in my life. Basically just the Wednesday check-ins and the Friday reflections, and I posted on my secondary account, and I deactivated it now. But when it comes to the primary account, where I think that's just more of like my fashion, hair, aesthetic type wise, that is where I can't deactivate the account. When I go into that account, it shows the terms, and I don't know if you've seen the terms, but I've seen them, and well, I didn't see the entire terms, but that just little pop up, and it just says to agree, and I'm not agreeing to that. So I deleted it again because there's not much I can do. Now I'm thinking of doing it like on my computer to see if I could do it that way, but for right now I do have it deleted. So I would advise you to also delete it with how things are going with them having to know about your religious beliefs. It just, I don't understand why you would need to know that. So that's a topic about TikTok. Now, with what's going on, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but Iran, Gaza, Sudan, and there's so many other places, and the things that are going on with ICE and Minnesota, and people are dying, and people are getting abducted, kids are being abducted, people are being strangled, and it confuses me, it baffles me, it leaves me starstruck to what we're going on. It's like, I'm not too educated to speak on this, but I want to show my awareness that I am also part of the fight. And I do recognize how late I am. And like, I grieved that, you know. I felt so like upset with myself because I know the amounts of things that I could do, and I do them. Like, I've donated, you know, and I've helped out. I've shown my awareness. I repost, I comment, I create videos, but I just, like, I haven't used my voice. And I prayed and I've asked God, like, what can I do? What could I do in my own way to show that I'm also here for you guys? And using this platform, using my voice, and the way that I can is the way I can bring justice, to bring the light in this world, because I want to step up now. And this is me using my voice to advocate what's been going on in this world. And I'm glad that my favorite YouTuber, one of my favorite YouTubers, Mitch, she's talked about it the other day, yesterday, I believe. And, you know, she's using her voice the way she can use her voice, because she has people, so many people that are under her, to the point where, you know, she has to speak about it. But for me, I don't have that much people. It's just 35 of us, and, you know, my small little niche community. And I love you guys all, and God loves you all. And I just want to know that I am here, you know, to let you guys know that I'm here. So that would be all for what I wanted to say, which I'm pretty relieved about, because I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to tell you guys the truth. And that's what I'm all about: authenticity, being authentic, and just sharing where I'm limited, where I'm, because I don't know a lot, you know, and I've realized that. I've realized, and I've taken account on my part and what's been going on in this world. And it's not that I've ignored it. I've fully embraced that there are certain things, and I have the privilege to be where I'm at right now, to be in college, to have the food that I need, to have the clothes on my back, and to be in a space where I can get what I need, you know. And there are people who I've seen, not in person, but like on video, who are experiencing terrible situations where I would never experience. And it always dawns on me, because ICE could come to the very place where I think they wouldn't go to. And I remember back in July of 2025, whenever I was working at my fashion retail store, and my manager said that ICE would be coming, and they never came, and I was shocked, because I thought they would. I didn't know how I would react in a situation like that, but I'm glad they didn't come, you know. And I think, that's a bit of arrogance on my part, for thinking that things won't happen to me the way it's happening to other people. And I think that we should all remind ourselves of that, because once again, we will all die one day. And thinking that you have, once again, I feel like we do have time, but I feel like that's arrogant as well, because at the same time, you don't know how long you're going to live. And it's arrogant of you to think that you will continue to live just because you've been living today. Or that's just how I feel about people who, and I've experienced it too. I know I could be very arrogant when it comes to situations like that as well. So on to the check-in, which we're not going to jump too far into it. We're just going to share a little bit of things about where I am at mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then we'll end the video there. So today's a little short one. So my physical energy is fine. Like, I'm not stressed out. I'm calm, but you know, I've been through so much emotionally. So I have been physically been sick, where I've been throwing up randomly. That's been happening back to back. Not past few days, but it was happening back to back. And you know, I guess I could just because I'm a bit stressed emotionally, but physically I'm exercising, I'm getting up at the right times. I'm physically here, but when it comes to mentally and emotionally, I think I'm still a little stressed out. I've been moving because of the snowstorms that are happening. We got ice and rain, but when I went back to college, there was snow and ice. I was like, wow, but we didn't experience that back home. You know, I was a bit upset because I love snow. You know, I want to experience snow. I love snow, but we didn't get any. We got ice and water. We got ice and rain. My bad, guys. We got ice and rain, but we didn't get any snow. So that was pretty upsetting. But when I got back to college, I was with my aunt, And whenever we were going to her town, there was ice or snow on the road. So I was like, okay, I mean, like, they got snow too, but we didn't. Got a little petty, got a little upset about it, but it's cool. Um, I Regarding my thoughts, I feel like I'm having clear thoughts when it comes to certain things. I'm not letting them drive my emotions. Like, for certain, with my relationship with this guy, it's not letting me overly be stressed about what's going on in my life, and I'm able to still do what I need to do, going to school. And I think that's really what's important. As much as there are so many things going on in the world, it doesn't stop you from experiencing life. Yes, it's not saying to ignore what's going on, but you also have a life, and it's okay to continue living your life, because where you are now, that's a privilege. God has put you in this place. Yes, be grateful for that, but then also pray for those who are struggling, because once again, I can't stop my life because other people are experiencing pain, which I know sounds terrible to say, but I'm not going through it. Not to say it's not going to happen to me, but it's not currently happening to me now. And I can't just, abandon what's going on in my life for another person, which just sounds pretty hard to say, and it honestly is pretty terrible to say. But that's just me being honest and showing you how human I am. I can be arrogant. I could be self-centered, selfish, whatever. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. I'm being honest. I'm taking accountability of where I stand, because life happens, struggle happens, and as much as it is terrible and it stresses me out to see people who, and it makes me want to cry, to see people going through certain things like this, and then I can't do nothing about it, but I can't stay stuck in that feeling, because now I won't be able to say anything. Now I won't be able to act, because if I stay in that feeling of thinking I can't do nothing, then I'll just stay there thinking I won't be able to do things, instead of challenging that thought and actively doing something. So when it comes to posting, yes, I can post nonstop, but I want to do more things in person, in life. And it starts with me doing public speaking, and I have a speech coming up, and it starts there. It starts being uncomfortable with saying things that are uncomfortable. So I'm learning to be more comfortable being uncomfortable, and I know if I said that for the past few days now, but that's really my motto, and I want to continue to strive to do that. And my purpose, once again, is just to remind you guys that you're loved, God loves you, and so do I.